Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Talks Daily podcast. And today I'm going to be guiding you through the ever-evolving landscape of technology and how it's reshaping our world once again. And today we have a very special guest. His name's Ed Vincent. He's a seasoned entrepreneur and innovator in the realm of e-commerce, experiential events and subscription-based businesses. But Ed has honed his expertise from his early days in investment banking, leading to the creation of his first e-commerce business in the late 90s, followed by an influential stint as an interim chief data officer at MoviePass. But now he's changing the way we access, discover and attend live events with FestivalPass. And as I record this podcast today, I'm preparing to go to the Glastonbury Festival. So this really struck a chord with me. The world's first subscription marketplace spanning across music, film, food, wine, and so much more. So Ed will share his journey and inspiration behind FestivalPass and also how they're leveraging technology to enhance the live event experience. And we'll also dive into the world of tokenization and the business and maintaining an NFT value despite market fluctuations and how unique subscription benefits can set a business apart. So for all my fellow life enthusiasts and festival goers out there, this conversation promises to be insightful, engaging and testament to the power of community, connection and the human need for shared experiences and how technology can connect all of those things together. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way stateside where Ed is waiting to share his story. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell everyone listening a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. So my name is Ed Vincent. Been an entrepreneur for well over 20 plus years. Started back in the day as an investment banker in New York City. In 1999, I started my first internet company, which was an e-commerce company. Built that, sold that in 2001. So everybody, we'll probably talk about Web 3 by the end of this podcast, but we'll start with Web 1. That was classic Web 1. And then fast forward, I had about a 70-person experiential marketing company where we brought big brands, so some big major consumer brands, into large entertainment spaces, whether those were concerts, festivals, film festivals, and many, many other things. We even helped launch a film festival, worked on another and owned one in the Dominican Republic. Had a lot of fun during that time frame. Even helped build a branded hotel down in the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. And then after that, I went into the B2B SaaS environment. Had a company that provided software to multi-unit franchises. Ended up merging that company with an Italian mobile firm in 2014. And then prior to my current business, for about 5 years, I had a data and analytics business, which still exists today. A partner bought me out, called Predict Analytics, and we were a data platform and consultancy to some of the biggest names in North America in television and film, places like A&E Networks and AMC Networks, which I still think transcends globally. So some of those brands are probably known, but some film studios, etc. And during that time, there was this I call it infamous company in the States called MoviePass. And they sought us out because they needed help with their data. They were innovating in the theatrical film space where people would pay a flat $10 a month fee and be able to go to as many movies as they wanted. It was a great product market fit, but one of the things that they didn't think about was the business model wasn't so hot. So they ended up burning through millions of dollars every month, just funding or subsidizing movie tickets. So during that time, I really thought about there's got to be a better way to do subscription in a way that is sustainable and is gross margin positive. Stumbled upon another company called ClassPass. I knew some of the folks that were over there, and they had created a credit-based currency that enables that exact business model to happen. And I took that and applied it to live entertainment. So we have a company called FestivalPass. I'm the founder and CEO, and people pay a monthly or an annual subscription fee. They receive credits for that, and they can redeem those credits for tickets to over 80,000 live events we have on the platform.
Wow, it's incredibly cool. And as someone that's preparing to go to the Glastonbury Festival here in the UK next week, I love my festivals. And you guys first appeared on my radar when I was reading about how FestivalPass operates as, well, ultimately the world's first festival and event subscription marketplace. And there's a subscription for everything now. But I've got to ask, what inspired you to start such a unique platform? And can you just tell me a little bit more about exactly what it is?
Yeah, I think the inspiration came when I was mentioning a little bit of time where I was spending at this other company called MoviePass. It's really ends up being a culmination of my past history, right? I fell in love with live events when I had my agency. Really fell in love with data and how it applies to consumer entertainment during my years with my data and analytics company. And then when I was at MoviePass, when I was trying to help them understand their data, I started realizing that there's got to be a better way. Like in live events, particularly for the last multiple 3-4 decades, it's been very transactional, right? So people, want to go to a show, they go to some kind of ticketing site. Sometimes it's a primary ticketer. Sometimes it's a secondary marketplace, like people may have heard of StubHub or something like that. But when people go, they're just really getting a ticket. It's a one-time transaction, and then they're charged exorbitant fees on the way out. And that's always been a big sticking point in the consumer space. So I felt there's a better way if you create a community of like-minded, passionate people that either love music or sport or comedy, that when they come together as members in a platform, they not only will get the benefit of being part of a community of like-minded people, but they'll also get benefits. So by purchasing a monthly or an annual subscription and becoming an actual member, there's a lot of benefits that come with that. First and foremost, the biggest benefit is not paying those additional ticketing fees. So by committing, saying I'm part of this community, I'm going to go to live events, it's something that I appreciate and love. The benefit I'm getting back by committing with my monthly or annual subscription money is at the end of the day, an economic benefit. I'm not paying these crazy additional ticketing fees.
And as this is a tech podcast, the other big thing that obviously attracted me to FestivalPass is the Web3 angle. So I've got to ask, what role does tokenization play in adding value to FestivalPass, and how does it integrate with your business model?
Yeah, great question. And I'm a very personally a big Web3 evangelist. I believe very much that every single business in the world will have a component of Web3 over the next 3, 5, 10 years. So in terms of FestivalPass, it's kind of a multi-pronged approach, right? There's the technology side of it, which I'll answer in a second, but there's also the philosophical side of it. When Web3 really came out, there was this concept of community, right? So it was the concept of joining different communities that are token gated, and therefore in that concept of community and shared ownership and decentralization, people have an opportunity to quote unquote own a part of something, whether that it doesn't mean it's direct equity in a company, but it could be a token asset. So with FestivalPass, the first thing we did, which was the kind of table stakes, is we accept crypto if somebody wants to join and pay with crypto for their subscription or whatever it is. But more importantly, we created a lifetime membership. So it's somebody comes in and they can purchase a lifetime membership to our platform. And what that means is once they have that lifetime membership, they immediately get approximately 1,200 USD in credits to spend on products, on tickets. And then every single year on the anniversary of when they bought that lifetime membership, their credits get refreshed again to another $1,200. So they really can go to live events for life once they own this tokenized asset. And what they end up getting, to talk about the Web3 side, is an NFT. So as soon as they purchase this lifetime membership, it's tokenized with an NFT. Not only does it have all the utility and benefits of getting credits to spend on the platform in perpetuity forever, but because it's an asset, because it's an NFT, it's resellable. People can sell it on the secondary market. And then there's other benefits that come with it. Like if you're part of this lifetime membership, we consider it the highest level on our platform. And then quarterly, we create unique events only for those holders.
And I was also reading how FestivalPass offers a credit-based currency model inspired by ClassPass's transition. So how does this model work for your subscribers, and why was that chosen for FestivalPass? I feel there's got to be a story there too.
Yeah, and I touched on it a little bit. Is when I was at that company, MoviePass, they did not have a good business model. So their model was pay a one-time, very low monthly fee, and in return get unlimited access to movies in the theater. That doesn't work from a business perspective because the company was subsidizing movie tickets to send people there. So ClassPass was the company that kind of figured out another way. And what it is, it's a credit-based currency so that people are still spending a monthly or an annual fee that's flat. They know it's like budgeting for it. They know exactly what they're paying, but for that they get credits, and those credits, depending upon the tier that is joined, whether it's the gold tier, platinum tier, or founder tier, they get a certain amount of credits, and now they can spend those credits to get tickets to all of these live events. And the reason it makes sense is because the member gets to choose how they spend those credits. So for example, if somebody was an annual member, they would receive 1,080 credits a year to spend. Some people, like you're talking about going to the Glastonbury Festival, or others might want to go to Coachella in the US or others, they might use 300 or 400 credits to go to one of these big festivals. But others might say, well, hey, I'm not going to necessarily go to the big festival, but I love my local show. I love going to, a soccer game, or in your case, a football game, or I like going to a comedy show that's in my hometown or near my city. That might only cost 20 credits or 30 credits or 40 credits. So it's the ability to use the credits as you so desire to make the membership personalized to you.
And I'm curious, as a platform that's dealing with live events across so many different domains there, what are some of the key challenges that you've faced, especially in the last few years, of course, in light of the global pandemic, etc.? So how is FestivalPass adapting to any challenges like this over the years? Because it has been quite a tough time, hasn't it, for the industry?
Yeah, I mean, so we founded the company right about at the beginning of the pandemic. So it was a classic, really excited, started building the technology, and we're excited to launch. And then that was March 2020, and then the world came to a halt. So, I call it a little bit of a silver lining. It gave us about a year and a half or more even to spend just building the platform, putting the technology in, building the relationships with some of the product, some of the inventory, so that, effectively, I only think of us as truly being live for the last year and a half, 2 years, because that's when all the live events started coming back. So, it gave us an opportunity. But in the future, I think while I hope the world never sees a pandemic like that again, there are opportunities that if that happens, that we have the foresight to understand what other products are available. So, I mean, a lot of people moved into virtual events or virtual productions during that time. And, nothing will ever replace a live event. Live events are the epitome of community and the epitome of the unique experience you have while you're there at that moment in time. But if there ever was a point in time in the future where live events couldn't go on for a period, we would be prepared. We would have, a lot of unique virtual content. We don't today, but we have the infrastructure set up to start releasing it at some point in the future if we needed to.
I love your attitude and how you dealt with that there, and also how you're so embracing of new technologies, because you've also been involved with the concept of NFTs as a means of maintaining value despite market fluctuations. So can you tell me a little bit more about your perspective on the utility of NFTs in the ticketing and live industry or live events industry? Because that's something we don't get to hear about too much. So I'd love to hear your perspective on this.
Yeah, so NFT is an interesting word, right? And it's funny how the acronym has grown to be this calling of a thing, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you can call it what you want. You can call it a digital asset. You can call it a token. You can call it an NFT. But it's the underlying technology that makes it unique, right? The ability to have a proof of ownership or a proof of some action that enables that to go forward. So I believe personally in the next, again, 3 to 5 years, pretty much any ticket that anybody acquires or uses will be effectively an NFT. It won't happen for a while because most of the big, large primary ticketing companies have so much tech debt already, hundreds of millions of dollars spent on their current systems. So they're not going to overnight change to an NFT model. But that will happen. Like, you can mark my words, if we're having this conversation again in 5 years, every major ticketing platform will be on the blockchain and will be an NFT. So what we're doing in the meantime, because we can't change every major stadium and every major venue and every major artist rollout overnight, the path for us is using it as a tokenized membership. So the idea that you can own this asset, it's a proof of ownership and a tokenized membership that gives you this lifetime membership to the platform. So that's kind of the current phase. There's a lot more that we're doing internally over the next 6 to 12 months that will leverage Web3 and the blockchain even more. So if you can imagine, a lot of people have heard of proof of ownership NFTs or proof of attendance, POAPs, proof of attendance NFTs you may have heard of. So we'll likely, there's a couple things we need to do first to make it readily accessible. So first and foremost, anybody that's into the Web3 and crypto space knows that it's a little clunky, meaning that in order to have it, you need to have a wallet, a crypto wallet. You need to go out, get a wallet. A lot of people use MetaMask. And then once you buy that NFT, it sits in your wallet. And then when you connect your wallet to some other platform, you can prove the benefit of it. We plan to make that super easy for people so they don't have to go out and secure a wallet separately, because it becomes a challenge and a point of friction to not adopt everybody into it. So I believe over the next couple of years, the mass population will be part of Web3, and it will be because of something called custodial wallets. So the idea, what will happen on FestivalPass is, call it 3 to 6 months from now, anybody logging in and setting up an account on FestivalPass, whether it's a free account or a paid subscription, they'll effectively get a custodial wallet embedded in their account on FestivalPass. Meaning they don't have to go, if they've never been in crypto or never had a wallet, they don't have to go out and create a wallet and deal with, getting your secret passphrases and trying to understand all that, because it takes a lot of education. They'll simply sign up on our platform with an email and a password, and we'll embed a crypto wallet in their account. So it makes it super easy. So once that happens, then we can get really creative in what we do. So once that happens, we will be doing things like proof of attendance, so that, I buy a ticket to go see Taylor Swift or go see Ed Sheeran or go see, whatever football game. I'll receive an NFT proving I went to that game. So it would become a POAP or proof of attendance. And it becomes a digital collectible. And that's just one of the aspects. And many of the others is as we develop our rewards and loyalty program, to use it in a Web3 environment. So when people earn rewards, they'll become an asset that can be traded in the secondary market, or an asset that could be bought, sold, or moved. So therefore, it kind of puts the value of a loyalty program back into the member's hands, or back into the consumer, rather than it only be, something that is only existing within the FestivalPass world. That make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And from the outside looking in, when I've been researching you guys and everything that you're doing, FestivalPass also appears to be much more than just accessing live events in a cool Web3 experience. It seems to be also be about creating and connecting a community of live experience enthusiasts almost. I'm curious, is that fair? And has that always been an important part of your vision for everything that you're delivering at FestivalPass?
Yeah, it's very fair. And it is the core underlying reason that we developed FestivalPass is I truly believe a membership of a community of like-minded people will be the glue that creates an amazing brand and program for people to want to be a part of, as opposed to that transactional acquiring of a ticket that's been happening for the last 30, 40 years. So I truly believe that's going to be our differentiation, is that, there's still a lot on any tech roadmap to build, but we have a lot of cool features coming out that will enable people to interact with each other within the platform itself. A lot of social features. We're not trying to be another social network, but the idea that internally on FestivalPass, I have my membership and I could create my tribe, if you will, or my crew or my group of people that also happen to, if I'm a live music lover, I might connect with either people that are already my friends offline, or might meet new people that are also lovers of this type of music or this type of band. And once I connect with my crew within the FestivalPass environment, we'll be able to provide options for them to engage with each other, and kind of building that community before an event, during an event, and after an event creates that life cycle of membership and feeling of community.
As you left a few teasers there, I've got to push you on that, because you probably can't reveal too much, but I suspect there might be a few members of your community listening to our podcast today. So considering the evolving landscape of live events and digital entertainment, is there anything else you can reveal or about your future plans for FestivalPass in terms of expanding offerings or introducing new features? Is there any other teasers you can leave us with?
I think it's just really about understanding the experiential ecosystem. Yeah. So, currently on our platform now, we also have hotels on the platform. So anybody that has credits on FestivalPass, you can use it to get tickets, but you can also use it to book a hotel room night. And the reason why we offer that is because it becomes part of that experience. Somebody might, I think you said you're about 2 hours outside of London.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go to a show or a match in London, you're coming in for a couple hours, you might as well book a hotel room night as well to stay overnight. And you can use your FestivalPass credits to do that. So the teaser part is, if there's other aspects that extend to an experiential world that make sense for us to make available on the platform, where people can use their credits to get them, then we'll do that. So I just want people to realize that it's really about that whole experiential ecosystem.
Love that. And thank you so much for coming on, sharing your story and insights around this space. But as you're a live events guy, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you to leave everyone listening with one final thing. And that is a song that we can add to our Spotify playlist, something that means something to you. Maybe there was a story behind it. All I'm going to ask is, what would you like to leave us with and why?
Okay, so on the song side, I'd say there's two concepts. One is the first concert I ever went to, the first show when I was in high school, was in an area called the Meadowlands in New York, New Jersey area. And the band Rush was there. I don't know if you know the band Rush.
Yes. Yeah, man. Of course. Awesome.
So that was my first, first show. So, one of the classic songs from Rush is Tom Sawyer, which is an interesting thing. And there's a couple other reasons why that means something to me. Is I have a daughter. I have 3 daughters, but my youngest daughter, who's 10, her middle name is Sawyer, and my middle name is Tom. Oh. So there's the Tom Sawyer that is my middle name, and my little one. There's the Tom Sawyer in Rush was the first concert I went to, and then of course everybody knows the literary Tom Sawyer. Which is, a great book, and still love the story of the Tom Sawyer about getting people to whitewash the fence, getting your friends to paint the fence. Are you familiar with that story?
Yes. You can, for anyone that hasn't, feel free to share it.
Yeah, it's just the simple concept of, Tom Sawyer didn't want to do the manual labor of painting the fence, so he made it look really fun. So all his friends wanted to paint the fence for him so he could sit off to the side and drink a lemonade. But just the simple idea that when you create something that appears to be fun, you can inspire others to come do it and enjoy it.
Oh, what a great story. I feel like quoting Rush there as well. Was it catch the mist, catch the myth, catch the mystery, catch the drift? So are you a modern day digital warrior of sorts?
Oh, that could be. I didn't place it in that context, but now I will have to.
Awesome, love it. And for anyone listening, just want to find out a little bit more information about FestivalPass. I know we've got a lot of fans of live events out there. Just want to find out more information, maybe join your community or contact your team. What's the best starting point for all things FestivalPass?
Yeah, the easiest is festivalpass.com. That's where the main web platform is. And any of the socials, on Instagram, it's Get FestivalPass. Twitter's Get FestivalPass. TikTok, whatever your choice of medium is, we're out on all the socials. So that would be the best part for FestivalPass. And then, me personally, I'm not that active on socials myself, aside from, on the business side on LinkedIn. You can always find me on LinkedIn on the business side, but overall, I mean, most of my personal activity on social is either through the company or, just small community of friends.
Awesome. Well, I absolutely love what you're doing here. I always say at the end of every episode, technology works best when it brings people together. And I love how you're using Web3 technology as well to create this first festival and event subscription marketplace across not just music. I think we should also mention film, food and wine and so much more. And ultimately, users can enjoy thousands of events and festivals locally and globally for one monthly fee. But I know we're talking, I'm in the UK, you're in the US right now, but one thing we didn't mention, that you span the whole world there, from Bali to New York, from Detroit to Lisbon. So you're serving an international audience. So I do urge people to check that out. But more than anything, thank you for putting this on everyone's radar and sharing the story behind it today.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Neil. Thank you.
So a huge thank you to Ed for joining us on the podcast today and taking us on a journey through his career, the creation of FestivalPass, the potential of blockchain, NFTs and tokenization in the live event and festival landscape. And I genuinely hope that you enjoyed the conversation as much as I did, and perhaps even inspired you to seek out new live experiences with that FestivalPass that we've been talking about. For me, it's been an enlightening discussion on the value of subscriptions, community and leveraging Web3 technologies to not only enhance but redefine our social and live experiences. But as always, email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram @NeilCHughes. Let me know your thoughts on this. And I invite you to join me again tomorrow, where we'll continue to explore this exciting world of technology and its impact on our daily lives. And whether it is music, art, food, wine or film, I applaud everyone at FestivalPass for encouraging us all just to live life live. And on that cheesy note, I'll thank everyone for listening as always. And until next time, don't be a stranger.